Okay, right. Very good afternoon, all of you. So in this class, I want to discuss the starting of the second unit. So that is the inheritance. So inheritance. So in the Telugu language, the meaning of the inheritance is varasatvam. So present in India, I think most of the town and most of the villages and most of the cities, the inheritance is continuous. What, Nana? Right. So it is continuous in India. Okay. So, but in the foreign countries, it is not continuous. Okay. So inheritance stands for what are the properties are used by the parent that can be transferred to child. That can be transferred to child. This property is called as a inheritance. Okay. I repeat. Inheritance is a property. Inheritance is a property to transfer the attributes of the parent class will be used by the child class. Okay, so that means there is a parent and there is a child. Okay, there is a parent and there is a child. So child can use, okay, child can use the parent property. Child can use the parent attributes. So that's why where it is starting is called as a parent, where it is accepted is called as a child. So to transfer the attributes, to transfer the attributes from the parent to child is called as a inheritance. Is called as a inheritance. Varasatva sampada. మనం ఫ్యూచర్ జనరేషన్ ఇండియాలో మొత్తం కూడా తండ్రులు సంపాదించిన దాని మీద ఆధారపడాల్సి వస్తుంది. పిల్లలు ఓన్లీ 20 to 25% మాత్రమే కష్టపడుతున్నారు. ఎందుకంటే పేరెంట్స్ ఇచ్చిన ఆస్తిని ఎంజాయ్ చేయడం తప్ప ఎందుకు కష్టపడాలనే తత్వం వస్తూ ఉంది. అది తప్పు. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ఏ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్. సో యాక్చువల్లీ వై వీఆర్ యూజింగ్, సో ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ what are the, if you transfer that inheritance or attributes to the kid, then we can access from the kid class, not directly refers to the parent class. This property is called as a inheritance property. Inheritance property. I repeat, yeah, inheritance stands for, so I repeat, so inheritance Java method in which one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of the parent object. Okay, all the objects are accessing the attributes of the parent class. Okay, so this is a very important in the Java. This is very important in the Java. Okay, suppose in the child class you can use the same attributes of the parent class, and also you can change another attribute also. You can add some another attributes in the child class. You can add some another attributes to the child class. Okay, so in the child class, not only accessing the same, you can access the properties or the attributes of the main class along with you can add some more extra. So that required in India present right now. I think you are getting the some example. Don't write in the exam and don't think otherwise. I will give the natural example. Your parent will give the 10 crores rupees to you. Okay. Suppose if you are not doing nothing, then 10 crores will become the zero. So then there is no transfer of money to your kid. So then your kid will face again problem and they will become the great man. Suppose, second case, if you are accept the 10 crores from your father and you are work hard And by using a old technique along with adding the new technique, then you will become, it will create the 100 crores. It will create the 100 crores. Then that is the very important thing. That is happened in the, just like in the geo market, that is called Ambani. That is called, who is that Ambani, that is called Anand. Okay, right. So the same thing happens in the Reliance Group. Okay, Mukesh Ambani. Mukesh Ambani is the biggest, richest person in the world, one of the richest person in the world. So why? Because his father can give some money and he is accepting some ideas and he can add his own implementation and develop the group income. That is the Ambani's group income. It increases up to some extent value. So that means transfer the methods or transfer the attributes from the main class to subclass. This is property is called as a inheritance. Inheritance. Okay. So let us take, actually this is the relationship is called as a parent class is related to child class. Parent class is related to child class, or simply parent class is inherited to child class. So some terminology is used, then I can explain one more. So this is called as the terminology uses in the inheritance. So first you know that, okay, first you know that a class is a group of objects. Yes, it's already explained in the last class. A class is a group of objects. Very good. Next to superclass. Superclass stands for the parent class. It is also called as a parent class and superclass. There are different names are there. So the parent class having certain attributes. This attribute can transfer, can utilize is a child. So a class which is uses the parent attributes is called as a subclass or child class. Subclass is a child class. Next, reusability. What are the attributes we uses exactly the same way by the child class is called as a reusability. Reusability. What his parent do, he is doing the same way. Whether he is a good, he will become the good. Whether he is a worst, he is a worst. So that is called as a reusability. Okay. I request all the students don't write anything in the examination, the general comparison. So please understand the concept of the inheritance. I repeat, in the inheritance, at least one main class and one subclass is there. The main class is called as a parent class and subclass is called as a child class. Okay, parent class is also called as a superclass. Child class is also called as a subclass. First point. Second point, what are the attributes used in the parent class are exactly used by the child class or subclass. To transfer the property from main class to subclass is called as a inheritance. Inheritance. So suppose if you want to use the subclass that is called as the inheritance property, you can use the syntax like this. This is called extends. Extend. You can use the extend. Whenever an instruction contains the extends, that indicates you are using the inheritance property. Inheritance property. So inheritance stands for, I repeat again because the concept is important. Inheritance stands for transferring the information and transferring the attributes from main class to parent class to child class, super class to subclass. Okay. Fine. So let us take, this is the uses. So I will give one example, then you can understand the key. So extend. So please see this. If you want to use the inheritance property, you can use the extends. Extends. Okay. So how to declare the subclass? So by using the inheritance. So let us take, this is the class. This is the main class. Okay. This is one type of the class. So this is the subclass name. So it is extracted the properties of the main class, that's parent class. So that extends the superclass name. Okay, with the help of the example, you can understand clearly. Okay. 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 So next, I will give one example. Okay, right. Let us take. Please see this. This is the main class. The main class name is the employee. The main class name is the employee. So the attributes of the employee is float salary is equal to 40,000. Okay, right. Next, let us take, I want to create the subclass. I want to create the subclass. So for this purpose, you are using the class and subclass name is a programmer. Programmer extends the attributes of the employee, that is the main class, that's what extends employee. So I repeat, when it is a class, okay, what is the subclass name? Programmer, which extends the inheritance property of attributes of the parent class to the child class. So that's why this is called parent class name. This is called as a parent class name. Okay, right. Next, what are the, because it is also class. So this class also having the attributes. So let us take its attributes is equal to bonus 10,000. Okay, salary is a attributes of the employee and bonus is a attributes of the programmer. This is the child class. This is the parent class and this is the child class. Okay. So now this is the main method. Main method. In the main method, I want to create one object. Class declaration is not sufficient. Object can access the attributes. Object can access the attribute. That accessing either from subclass or either from parent class. So let us take, I want to explain programmer P is equal to new programmer. So programmer is a subclass which inherits from the parent class employee. So let us take, I want to use programmer P. This is a object creation. This is called the, what is the syntax of object creation? I repeat, the class name. Next one is the subclass name. Next one is the assign operator. Next is the new, is a new object created in which one? The programmer class. So programmer class is a subclass from the parent class of the employee. Okay. Right. Now let us take print dot out println p dot salary. You are creating a p. So I repeat, to access the attributes of the class, you can use the created object. If you are not creating an object, you are not accessing. You are not accessing. So that's why, so p dot salary. P is an object of the child class. P is a object of the child class. So that's why you can access the salary. So P dot salary. But salary, please be remembered. P is a object in subclass. But it can access the attributes of the parent class. P dot salary. Salary is the attribute of the parent class. So it can access. First point. So that means it can access the property of the main class. That is called the parent class. Second one, system dot out bonus of the program, P dot bonus. But bonus is a, I repeat, bonus is a attributes of the subclass. I repeat, salary is a attributes of the main class and bonus is a attributes of the subclass. Suppose if you are not connecting these two with the help of the extend, this is not executed. P dot salary is not executed. P dot salary is not executed. Okay. So now you can understand the inheritance property stands for the subclass can access the attributes of the subclass also. and also attributes of the parent class with the help of the object. With the help of the object. So the parent can transfer its attribute to the child class with the help of the extent. This relationship is called as a is a relationship. So what is the parent class? Employee. Employee is a, what is the child class? Extent. This is called a program. So employee is inherited to programmer. So what is the relation? Is a relation between what? Parent class and child class. Parent class is equal to employee and child class is equal to programmer. Okay. So by this way, you can access the inheritance. By using the inheritance property, you are accessing the attributes of the main class. Okay. So test it. Yes. Okay. So if you are not using this is the extent, then you will get some problem. You will get some problem. Okay. Right. Next. I think you better understand. I think two classes are there. One is called as a main, that is called as a parent class. Another is called as a child class. Parent class having certain attributes, child class having a certain attributes. These attributes are linked with the extents. That is inherent property. That property is also executed here also. So these attributes can be accessed if you are creating object. If you are creating object. So that object is creating in the subclass, not in the main class. So from the subclass, you are accessing your attributes and also you are accessing your parent attributes also. So this is the called as a inheritance property. Inheritance property. Okay, fine. So later on I can extend some more programs to you. Next, what are the different types of inheritance properties there? So please see that in any instruction, if you are using the extends, means you are using the inheritance property. Okay, right. Suppose what are the different types of inheritance? Okay, so let us take, there are 5 types of inheritance are there. I can explain one by one in this class 3 and the remaining will be explained whenever there is. The first one, only parent class, only child class is there. Child class can access the attributes of the parent class. That is called as a single inheritance. Single inheritance. I will explain with the help of the program. Don't worry. Second one, multi-level. So parent, child, okay, parent, son and grandson. Parent, son and grandson. So by this way, this is the multi-level. This is the multi-level. So if you are adding another one, that is a grandson. Okay, super grandson. So this is called as a multi-level inheritance. Okay. So తాతల నాటి ఆస్తులు 7 తరాలు అంటారు కదా, అట్లా 7 తరాలు. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ థర్డ్ వన్, hierarchical. Hierarchical stands for, suppose this is the parent class and this is the 2 childs. Here you are using the 2 child. So that means a father having the 2 childs. So these 2 childs having a property uses the inheritance from the class. So that means 2 different classes, 2 different subclasses having the common property from the classmate. So this is called as a hierarchical classes. Hierarchical classes. Just in the physical comparison point of view, you can understand that a parent having the 2 childs, but the 2 childs may or may not be equal. But they are using the property of the parent. That is the property of the parent. This is called hierarchical. Next one is the multiple. Multiple. So that means in the multiple stands for, you can extract the properties from 2 different classes. 2 different classes and inherit it to the same single class. So up to now, parent and son, parent, son, and grandson, or parent with two kids. But here what happened, the two classes, the two families can extract it and they can create some property into the class. So that means they can mix. And next one, this is called hybrid. This is called as a hybrid level. So hybrid inheritance. So multiple and hybrid, I am not explaining in this class. Whenever required, I explain. Okay, all right. So I want to explain. I repeat, what is the inheritance system? What? To transfer or to access the parent attributes as long as the kid attributes. Transfer the properties, to transfer the attributes from parent class to subclass or child class with the help of the extents. So that's why create the subclass. I can explain on that. So let us take, I want to explain single inheritance. Single inheritance stands for parent and kid. So let us take, I want to discuss about here, this is the class. What is the name of the class? Animal. So this is the main class, or this is the parent class. So in the parent class, it can create some, what are the attributes are there? This is the one method. I also explained in the previous class. Data types, methods, constructors are also attributes. So let us take what is the attributes of the animal? Why each is an attribute. Each is a one method. So method is an attribute. And what it can display, it is. Just understand that. Simple for the simple point of view. Let us take animal. So in the animal, dog is a one property. So it is one type of animal. So that's why the dog is a child class. The dog is a child class. So let us take the child class. So how to create the subclass? That is called child class. The first one, it is a class. That's good. Next, the name of the subclass is dog. The child class is a dog. So this dog having the property of the animal. So that's why extends the inherited property from the animal. So this is the declaration of the subclass or child class. So here the dog main property is a bark. So that's why its method is a bark. So it's a method. What is the method? The bark is a method. In which subclass? In the child class. Okay, then system.out is one. So if you're understanding that animal is a parent class, dog is a child class, animal and dog are interlinked by the inheritance with the help of the extent. Okay. Now, suppose these two are one class and I am creating another class. That is the testing inheritance. Okay. So, what I'm saying, attribute declaration is not important, but we can utilize the attributes. That utilization only with the help of the objects. So that's why this is called as a object. So let us take this is called as a dog. So dog is a class name. This is a child class name. So of course it is a class. So child class name. And what is the child class name? D is equal to new, and this is the dog class. So that means dog is a class and D is a object. D is a object. I repeat, animal is a parent class, dog is a child class, and in the child class I am creating the dog D. D is a object. So object, once you are object in creating, then the garbage should be cleared. First point. After that, that memory should be allocated to subclass, that is your object, with the help of the constructors. Okay. Now, let us take, so to access the methods, what is the object name? D. What is the object name? D. So D dot bark. D dot bark. So this is the object, and bark is a method in the class dog. So now Whenever it is calling, so there is no argument. So that's why there is no return. So that's why it can process the values to here. So now, whenever I am calling this method from the subclass, then it will execute it. So barking, dog is barking or barking. Next one, eat is a attribute. Eat is a method that is an attribute in the main class. That's the animal. So now d dot eat. So now, so because dog is a inherited from the animal, so I can use the properties of the animal also. So that's why I can use the what is the object? Object in subclass. Object is in subclass, but I can access the attributes of the main class. That is the parent class also. So what is the parent to attributes? Eat is the attribute. It's a method. So that's why d dot eat. Then what happens? Dog is eating. Dog is eating. So if you run this program, then you will get that, okay, barking and eating. This is called as a single inheritance method. This is called as a single inheritance. Parent and child. Parent and child. Okay? Fine. Suppose I am saying that there are grandson class is also there. That is called as a multi-level inheritance. Parent, son, and grandson. So let us take we can discuss about this. Now, here there are three classes out there. One is a parent class, animal. So what is the attribute? Void, eat, eating. Next. Dog is a child class. So how to understand dog is a child class? Because it extends. From where? Animal. So it is a child class. What is the attribute? Void dot. So a void bark is a bark. All right. Now a grandson is there. A grandson is there. So let us take class. And what is the name of the grandson? Baby dog. So baby dog extract the inheritance from his parent. So that's why extend the dog. His parent, baby dog parent is a dog. So dog is there. What is that? Void. It is a what is the attribute? Void b. So that's why if you are creating an object in the grandson class, it can access the parent class and also grandfather attributes also accessible. So let us take d dot b. So I am creating creating a one object which is in the grandson. So what is the declaration of the dog? So first is the class name. And next one, this is the baby dog. So baby dog is a class name. And what is the object name? D is equal to assignment operator and new, then baby dog. Okay. So now I can use what is the object? D. D dot beep. Beep is in the grandson attribute. Beep is in the grandson attribute. So it can be accessible. Second one, D dot bark. Bark is a attribute of the parent. So that's why it can be accessible. Okay. And next one, eat is the attribute of the grandparent. So that's why parent, son, and grandson. So grandson accesses the attributes from the parent and also attributes from the grandparent. But parent can access the attribute only from the parent. That is the his parent. Okay. So that's why we will get the answer. Let us take weeping, barking, and eating. This is a small example, but you can understand the topic of the inheritance. Okay. Right. Next. Hierarchical. What is the meaning of the hierarchical? What is the meaning of the hierarchical? So I can show you. This is called as a hierarchical or hierarchical. You can say anything. So you can just simply understand that hierarchical stands for parent with the two sons. Okay. So now this is the program. What is the main concept? This is called the animal is a parent and dog is a one kid and cat is another kid. Cat is another kid. So that's why this is called as a hierarchical. So cat is an animal, dog is an animal. So these two belongs to the animal class. So that is called parent class. Okay. So now, so let us take, they are creating the hierarchy starts from animal to dog and animal to cat. So this is called hierarchical inheritance. So now I am creating another class because we already mentioned that with the help of the two classes, one class having the attributes and another class having the objects. So let us take, I want to create an object in the, so let us take cat. So cat is a one class, and in the class, the object name is the C, and it is creating a new and the cat. Okay, so that means a C object is created from the C, that is called as a C is created as a object in the cat class. Object in the cat. So let us take in the cat, what is the attribute? Meow. Assume that meow. So now you can access the C dot meow. C dot meow. So why? Because this is the object from the cat class. So cat class, what is the attribute? Meow is. So it can be accepted, no problem. But cat is a inherited from the animal. So that's why I can access the attributes of the animal. That is called parent. So that's why eat. So that's why I can use the E dot E, C dot E. I can access. Yes, it is working. But sheep, cat properties are different, dog properties are different. But both are belongs to the parent. They can access the attributes of the parent. Okay. So that's why you can access the eat. But the cat cannot access the bark. Why? Because bark belongs to the dog class. Okay, so the child cannot be inherited. Should be taken. Up to now. Later on, we should discuss. Up to now, child-to-child inheritance property may or may not be possible. But up to now, you can understand that there is no. The properties transfer from parent to child, superclass to subclass, superclass to subclass. Okay, right. So that's why by this way, what happens? First one, single inheritance. Second one, multi-level inheritance, and the third one is the hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. Okay, fine. So what is the suppose if you want to transfer the parent property to child property, that is inheritance should be accepted, attribute should be accepted by the child, you cannot use okay, final. You cannot use the final of the attribute. Don't mention before the final, because modifiers already explained in the last class. Modifiers are public. It is a visible modifier. What is a visible modifier? It will be visible to all of you. That means that attribute should be used in a objects. Okay. And next one, protected, private. Private stands for only for the specific. So it is not visible. It is not visible to everybody. Okay. Suppose if you want to transfer, if you are using the inheritance and you can extend your attributes to your subclass, then don't use the final before any method, before attribute or before the class. Don't use final. So final, class, animal. If you are using like that, then inheritance is not executed. Inheritance is not executed. Okay. So please be remember, one of the very important topic concept is the, if you want to transfer, don't use final before the any class or any attributes. Okay. So right, that is the one thing. Next topic is, so please see this. Next topic is So this is I want to discuss about. This is called as a overriding. Okay, of course I want to discuss along here. Overriding. Okay, same method. Please be listen. Same method. Up to now, parent having a one method and child having a another method. Listen carefully. Parent having a same method, child having a same method, different another method. So child can access the attributes of the child class and also attributes of the main class. But what is the override? Override stands for parent and the child both are having the, I repeat, both are having the same type of attributes. Same type of the attribute. At the time of the runtime, okay, according to the object and the arguments, they can access whether from the child or whether from the parent. That attribute accepted. Okay, same methods are used. Okay, by understanding the example, you can clearly understand the concept. I repeat, what is the override? The parent and the child both are having the, okay, both are having the same attributes. Same attributes. Okay, right. But according to the, I repeat, according to the object with its arguments, then which this object belongs to. So which attribute I want to access? I want to access whether I can access from the child or I can access from the parent. Okay, understand. I can show you one example. Now let us take. Okay, so this is called animal is a main class. Animal is a main class. So what is the attribute? It is a move. What is the attribute? Move. It's a public. It is a public wide move. What is that? Animal is can move. So please be listen carefully. This attribute belongs to the animal. So here I am writing system.out println animal can move. Because it belongs to the, it is a method. I repeat, it is a method which is not returning anything. And with the name of that method is a move. So that move is available, is an attribute which is in the class of animal. Let us take dog. So dog is a child class. Okay, inherited from the animal. So that's why class. Okay, because it is a class. And dog is a child class name and extend. What extend? Inheritance property can be extended from that animal. Then what is the attribute of the, this is a method and as an attribute in the dog class. It's a child class. So here you write the dogs can walk and run. In the animal, animals can move. But in the child class, you are writing dogs can walk and run. So, but if you're observing this, so this is a wide, so public wide move. Here you are also using a public wide move. So both are having the same attributes. Both are having the same attributes. But according to the object at the runtime, it can access from the child class or access from the parent class. So let us take, this is the another class, that's dog, which contains the main. So I am creating animal one. So this is called animal. Dog is a animal. So this is called animal. This is a class name. And an object is A and new to animal. So that's why this is the object creation in the animal. Let us take animal B, which belongs to the dog class. So new to the dog class. So see this, animal A, animal. So animal A is equal to new to animal 1. Animal, sorry, this is the one object creation. Second object, animal B is equal to new to dog. So one is created in child class, one is created in animal class. Okay. So one is created in child class, one is created in animal class. Two objects are created. Okay. So let us take a dot move. A dot move. So a dot move. A belongs to which? Main class, parent class. So that's why it can directly goes to here and it means animals can move. Second point. B. B is a object of the child class. B is a object of the child class, but A is a object of the main class. Okay, now I am writing the B dot move. Both are having the same move method is there, but where it belongs to B belongs to subclass, that is the child class. B belongs to the child class. Okay, so now according to the object where it is created, then it can access the attributes from the classes at the time of the runtime. At the runtime. So then you can use, this is the answer. Animals can move, dog can walk and run. So please see this is running the program. Okay, this is the program. And I am executing this. Yes. So you are getting animals can move and dogs can be walked. So let us take in the class a dot move. So where is the A? A is the object of animal. A is a object of the animal, but B is a object of child. That is called dog. Okay, dog. But these two are inherited property with the help of the extent. So now I am using A dot move. I am using the B dot move. So if I am using the A dot move, then according to the object, it directly goes to the parent class. Then it can run. So the animals can move. But here B dot move. B is a object in the dog class with the help of the inheritance property. Then B dot move. Then it can access the. So what here is the beauty is that according to the object creation, then it should be access the attributes of the main class or the subclass. I can show you one more example. Okay, I think I can discuss one more thing. Let us take points. I want to discuss a same topic that is called overriding. Okay. Method overriding. Overriding. I am discussing the overriding. So what is the concept of the overriding? Same attributes, but according to the object, they can access the attributes from the child class or accessing the from the parent class. So let us take, I want to give one example. Yes. Okay, here's a general example. So actually banking having the common property. So it can provide the debits, it can provide the credits. So it will provide the savings bank account, it will provide the interest rate of interest. So let us take, this is called as a bank. Okay, this is called as a bank. Bank is a parent. So this is the one bank is SBI, another bank is ICICI, and the third bank is Axis. So this is the extent property 1-to-1. So this is called as a hierarchical. So three different childs are there for the bank. So now this is the example. Okay. So number one, bank is a main bank. This is called as a parent. And next one, creating. So what is the main bank? Get rate of interest, return 0. Second one, this is the class extents. So that's my inheritance property. What is that? Child is the SBI. get interest of 8. Next one, ICICI, it is also extend. It is a child of the bank. So that's why it's written the 7 value. And Axis Bank, because the bank having the 3 childs. So that's why it is a hierarchical cluster. Sorry, not clustering, hierarchical inheritance with 2 overriding. So I am creating one test class. So this is the attributes in having the main class, and this is called as another class with it. So now I am creating 3 objects. One from SBI, another from ICICI, and next one here. I am creating 3 objects. If the 3 objects are created, then for each and every class, it is refers to the main class, and there is some attributes are there in the constructor. The default value should be accepted by the. If you are not created, the JVM can create the default constructor, and that value should be accessible by the objects. And before that, the guard-based collection. So guard-based collection stands for if an object is not referenced. If the object is referenced is 0, then that object should be cleared. That is called guard-based. So now please see this. This is called S dot get interest. S dot get interest. So please see this. This is the access the get. This is called get interest, get rate of interest. So here it is also get rate of interest, get rate of interest, get rate of. So 4 is there. So now I can access the get yes dot get interest. So what is the yes? Yes belongs to child or parent. So it's a child. So that's why it can goes to the child. So S. So then it will provide the state bank return. So that means it will give the rate of interest H. Here ICICI Bank, it is a child. So according to the child property, it can be accepted. And A is a Axis Bank. So it will give the rate of interest of because it is a child. So that's why according to the object creation, it should be accessed from either child or either from parent. So now you can check the value. Okay. Right. Let us take. I want to change one special thing of that. Okay. All right. So now I want to run. Wonderful. So you are giving. So now I want to create one object. Let us take what is the parent? This is called bank. Okay. Bank. So we bank M is equal to new of bank. Now I want to execute system.out dot print ln. Okay, so a dot plus. I want to use the plus a dot not a m dot get rate of okay. Now I want to check one other region. What is that? M is equal to new bank. Okay, expected. Yes. Expected. Right? Yes. So this is the rate of interest from the banking tool. So this property is called as overriding. Okay. So now the time is over. So we should leave this meeting and join for the next class. Thank you.